In this video, I am going to show you how to start off a hexi. You will need 2 parts, so you will have to crochet 2 sides of the hexi to then put them together. And this is what it looks like in the center. So you will notice there is going to be 6 clusters instead of your 4 that is in a normal granny square. So we will do a cluster, chain 2, do a cluster, chain 2, and it will all come together. Okay, so I prefer to start my work with a magic circle. You can start it however you wish. To start off with a magic circle, I get the yarn, the tail end facing me, the working yarn pointing away from me, and wrap it around my fingers like so, and then come up and over, create an X here, slide my hook up in, pull up a loop, hold it as I pull the loop off my fingers, and then I chain to secure that into place. And from here I am going to chain another 2. Then I am going to double crochet into that magic circle space like so, and then this is my first cluster, and I'm going to chain 2 because I need a chain 2 of a corner space. Okay, from here we are going to create another cluster. So this is 1 and we need 5 more. We have to have 6 in total. 1, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, chain 2, one double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, chain 2. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. Another set of 3 double crochets worked in. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4, 2 more. One, 2, 3 and chain 2. Tighten this up a little bit more. And our last cluster, which is going to be 3 double crochets worked into this space. Now once you have this done, we need to chain another 2 because we have to create them corner spaces. We're going to get our yarn and pull it nice and tight. Now it will curl up, that is perfectly fine. You're going to count 1, 2, 3 and you're going to go into the top of that first stitch, the first loop, and then the second loop like so, and you're going to yarn over and pull that right through. And from here we are going to chain 1 and turn. Now with my patterns and my granny squares, you'll be able to see it better here, I turn every row and it keeps it nice and structured, the shape nice and structured. Okay, so I have chained 1, I'm going to chain another 2 to give me the height. In each corner space you are going to work 2 clusters with the chain 2 between them clusters. So this is acts as a double crochet. We're going to do another 2 double crochets, chain 2, that's our first cluster. Don't be scared to give your work a wee tug and move that over there to make plenty of room to work into that space. So 1, 2 and 3. From here we're going to move directly straight over. The only place I chain in my patterns is the chain 2 space for the corner. I don't chain between my clusters at all. So I'm just going to yarn over and work directly into that corner space, because every corner space you are going to be making a corner. So your second row is just going to be basically building your corner spaces. Again, we're just going to go straight over in here, yarn over, and create our double crochet into that corner space with no chain one between. Chain two, chain two, another cluster in here. So remember, each corner space you're building it up with 3 double crochets, a chain two, and 3 double crochets. Chain two, we're going to work straight over in here, and that is now all our corner spaces made in this round. Another 2 more doubles. Like so. Now this is not a corner space, so we are going to slip stitch directly into the top of this stitch. Like so. Pull it nice and tight, and then we're going to yarn over and turn our work. From here you will be able to start to see your sides forming, and in these spaces here you're going to be putting one cluster. In the corners you're going to be putting your cluster, a chain two, and a cluster, and this is what it's going to look like. So we have our chain one already on, we're going to chain two to get us up to the height of a double, and we're going to go directly down into that chain space and create 1 double and a second double, and that gives us a cluster for that space. We're going to go directly over into this corner space, create our first cluster with a chain two, and create our second cluster in that corner space. Now here we will only put one cluster, and that is 3 double crochets. Like so. We will move over in here, we're making a corner space, so it will be a cluster of 3 double crochets with a chain two, followed by another 3 double crochets. I am going to pause my video here and work this up, and I will meet you at the end of this round. Now I have worked the whole way round, and I am here where I started. I'm going to go to the top of this stitch and slip stitch directly into the top of this stitch here. Yarn over, pull through, and chain one to turn, and you can start to see the shape forming. So you have your sides here, and in each row, this row here, you're going to chain up a further 2 and create a cluster in here. You will then create another cluster followed by chain 2 with a cluster in here to form your corner. You will put a cluster in here, a cluster in here, and then you will do a cluster, chain 2, and a cluster, and you will continue to grow your rounds as to ever how big you need it. And that is how you start a hexi for a hexi cardigan.